Gaye DeRusso with Majestic Rider. So while I'm grazing this horse, I figured I would talk to you. They keep mooing. I would talk to you about fear and riding your horse. Some people don't understand fear because they've never had a bad thing happen, or they're so young that they bounce back. But as we get older, when something bad happens or you break something, it can put a lot of fear in you when you didn't have it before. And you might have been a very successful rider before, done endurance or jumping or all sorts of things, but when something bad happens, it changes your attitude. I keep looking for this car that's coming up, so I'm gonna move. So people get fear because something usually bad happened, and sometimes it's not them. They saw something happen to their friend and it really scares you. How do you get over this? Well, you can't just get over it. You know, people go, oh, just get on, go. You really have to do it slowly, just like you're working with your horse, and you have to have successful rides on a safe horse. If you have a bad horse, it's very hard to get your confidence back when they keep doing bad things. So a calm horse, maybe something you got to push to go, something that's not spooky, is the one that's going to get your confidence back up. Now that could be a younger horse or an older horse. I always recommend older horses for older people. But if you're middle-aged, you could go either way depending what kind of rider you are. Just know that the younger horse is going to test you at times. The older one will too. But the younger one's going to test you more because they're like a child and then a teenager. And they're going to go through all those stages. Anyhow, whatever age it is, you want a calm, confident, brave horse. And when you take rides, sometimes you might have to do it alone because you might get very fearful. So in the beginning, you might only be able to stay in the saddle for 5 minutes and you're having a panic attack. Get off, walk the horse, go wherever you were going, just don't do it in the saddle. If you're riding with slow people, you could even walk with them. That would be fine. And that way you'll see what your horse does in certain instances and the things that come up. I'm looking at the pig over there. See what things come up and how the horse handles those situations. You don't have to be in the saddle. Over time, you do have to push yourself. So you might want to time it. And today I spent 5 minutes in the saddle. Well, next week I'm going to make myself do 10 minutes. And you have to push yourself some to get yourself better. Lessons always help because you have an instructor, but you want to make sure the instructor knows that you have fear and that you want to slowly work through this. Now, a younger person might get over it faster, but an older person, this is much harder because we know we can break and that might be it. That might be the end of our life if we do this wrong. So you want an instructor that understands older riders, and maybe you want an older instructor because a lot of young people don't understand that yet. They haven't had fear, they don't have bad balance, and they don't understand why you're having a problem. So here comes another car. Okay. Now he's behind us. So an older instructor might be the best one to go with, and maybe somebody who's worked with fear before. And if your horse is bad, then maybe they have lesson horses that you could ride that are calm and can help you to get your confidence back up. Because again, it's hard to work out something when the horse is being very bad. So, or you could borrow a friend's horse that's calm and get that confidence back up. But again, over time, you do have to push yourself. So if 1 week was 5 minutes in the saddle, the next week's 10. And then after that, it's 15. And you put it on your calendar and you push yourself a little bit further each time. You might have panic attacks. You might have major problems, get dizzy, lose your breath. All sorts of things can happen when you have fear. But now you know how the horse feels when he has fear. So learn something from that and realize that you're going to slowly get through it. You're going to get your confidence back, and it doesn't matter how long it takes, okay? There's nothing written down that this is going to take 3 months to get over. It might take years. It doesn't matter as long as you're having fun and you're getting braver and stronger, okay? Your goal might be to, you know, do a trail ride, but in the beginning you'll have to maybe start in the round pen and then work into the arena, then work around riding around the barn, and then go out on the trail. And maybe just walk that first time out on the trail, like hand walk your horse. Or ride out, but walk back. That's good for the horse, helps with barn sourness. So just know that you're not alone. A lot of people have fear. Some people can't understand it because they've never had a bad situation happen, but once you do, or once that person has a bad situation happen, it will all change and their attitude will change. Because once you've been stepped on, broken, almost died, run into trees, all those things change your attitude. And so the safer the horse, the better. Doesn't matter what color, doesn't matter what breed, doesn't matter if it gates well. It just needs to be safe. And the best thing is a horse that walks in the beginning. You can always sell it later on as you get braver, but usually recommend them keep that good horse, because a lot of times people then go out and buy a horse for color or its gaits, and then that's a bad horse and they lose their confidence all over again. So remember, it's not the color, it's the safety factor. And I know everybody wants a certain color or a certain breed because they've heard things about it, but a good horse is a good horse. Doesn't matter if it's a Rocky, a Tennessee walking horse, a Foxtrotter, or you have no idea what breed it is, but it gates, because we want gaited. But you want safe. And so be as it may, it takes time to get through these issues. Don't rush yourself. Talk to yourself, get a good instructor, get somebody to help you. But it's very hard to do it completely on your own if you don't know where to start. And so that's why it's best to go with an instructor. They'll correct your mistakes. They'll keep you safe if they're a good instructor. And they will push you, but they won't push you too far, okay? Hope that helps some of you, and I hope you all get your confidence back for those of you who have lost your confidence.